Hi and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Light Achaya. For those who may not know me and this is your first time, welcome warmly. And if this is not your first time and you are a returning subscriber, hello, you are also welcomedly warm. Yeah, welcome. I hope you guys are well, and thank you so much for clicking on this video and deciding to watch it. I am so excited. I mean, I'm always excited to post and to virtually see you but not see you guys, if you get what I'm saying. Yeah, I love doing this. I really wanted to just come online and just make a video that I feel like would benefit you guys and is also helping me personally in my own walk and journey in this thing called life as an awkward, black, weird, whimsical, unique girl. This is a awkward black girl to awkward black girl, or just awkward weird girl to awkward weird girl, or guy. Hey, I don't discriminate over here. And I want to make a video on how to authentically show up for yourself and show up as yourself. And I'm still on this journey of discovering me, embracing me, and loving me. And I feel as though we should all embark on this journey as we live. Ooh, this hairstyle is pulling. Yeah. And I just have a few points that I wanted to talk about, as well as some extra additional talking points to really help us elevate and show up as our authentic selves. And this is coming from someone who wasn't really given the space or were in environments that were conducive to ensuring that I show up as authentic. I just want to talk about how to cultivate a life that you love, you enjoy, and making necessary steps and as well as tools and strategies to ensure that you are achieving your goals and you are making the most out of your life while you have it, because you don't know. Tomorrow it's there, the next day, the day after that it's gone. Today we're here, tomorrow we're not. That is life. And I'm learning to embrace that even more. So I want to also share how we can learn to make a life, create a life that we love and we enjoy. Because too much, we have so much instances of people being miserable, people are tired, people are exhausted, people are unmotivated, people are lacking the desire or the fire of life. Like people are slowly losing their desire to enjoy life, to live, and not in like a mental health like crisis aspect, but just simply life in itself is just lacking taste and excitement, which is normal. I believe there are many factors as to why we may feel like life is no longer flavorful. I feel like, with adulthood and as you become an adult, responsibilities can very much take away the joy that you experience and the naivety of being a child and not having to worry about things. But now when you're an adult, you're worrying about so many things that you don't have the time, the energy, or the desire to be excited because you have all these things you need to attend to, which is fair. Adulthood can really drain it out of you. And I feel like that's why some people are miserable, because all these responsibilities are just draining them. But I don't think that you should be consumed or overwhelmed or, succumbed by all these things in life. And yes, I'm young, I don't have that much responsibility, so I can only relate to a certain extent, but just because I'm young does not mean I'm dumb, okay? So I just want to talk about just utilizing and making use of what you have, because you don't have to be miserable just because life is a bit tiring and overwhelming and exhausting most times, but learning to also take a big piece of the cake for you to enjoy, because you deserve to enjoy life. That's what you're here for, to enjoy it. This world was made for you, quite literally. Clear soul, like this world is made for you. Do what you have to do. I love Clear, so you should listen to her also. Clear, please come to Australia. If not, I think one of a good gift I would love is for my partner to fly me to the UK so I can watch Clear perform live. That's just me getting sidetracked. You need to make use of your life. And one of the things you do is setting goals for yourself. When I entered into this year, I was like, I'm going to do everything I said I'm going to do. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Like, I would sometimes get intimidated by certain hobbies or lifestyles that people had, and I'm like, and it's not intimidating because it's too big or it's, too much. It's intimidating because I don't know if I can do that, or I'm limiting my capabilities before I've even tried it. And just, wow, like, I don't envy people's lives, or I'm not jealous of the way people live or how they live. Like, I'm not envious or jealous of that. If anything, like, I might be like, dang, like, that is so cool. Oh my gosh, I want that for myself. And it just motivates me, if anything, to actually strive to ensure that I get the very thing that I want. So how I decided to enter into 2026 is that whatever I set my mind to, I'm going to do it. And that is still the theme of 2026 and my driving factor. But in order for us to even do things, we need to first set goals and set practices and implement strategies to ensure that we do it. And creating healthy standards and goals and expectations, because sometimes we can create expectations that are too far stretched and too far from us to even being able to achieve them. So then when we don't do it, and then we become demotivated and disappointed that we couldn't do it, and then we're like, crap, I'm never going to do anything ever again because every time I try, I fail. Failure is not indicative of lack of worthy or capacity. Like, you have to fail in order to succeed. So it's okay to fail. Matter of fact, failure is the best teacher. So if you don't fail, you're never really going to learn. And that's actually the moral. One of the morals of life is to fail. But you got to create the life you want to live to enjoy it, and you can't live it vicariously through other people. Part of the reason why some people are miserable is because they're too busy living through the screen, that they're not actually behind the screen doing things to create and cultivate a life that they enjoy. And I will be ignorant to not express that we don't all have access to the same resources as other people. That is true. But you also need to ensure that you are doing the things to allow you to have access to your capacity, if you can. If you can't, that's fine. But even with the things you have and the things you have access to, you need to make use of them and utilize it. Otherwise, what you're doing is just vain, right? So one of the first things I would say, if you really want to live authentically, is you need to really live off the screen. Like, I think that's the best way. Like, social media is great, entertainment, knowledge, whatever. Even if you want a little bit of brain rot, it's great for that, but that's an addition to your life. It's not your life. You cannot live in your screen. You can't live on your phone. Like, that's not living. That's very passive. Like, and time really does fly past you, and you're not making, like, the year's gonna go by and you're gonna be disappointed and be like, oh my gosh, what do I have to show for the year? And it's like, you have thousands of hours worth of screen time. That's what you have to show for what you've done in the year, is that. But you should have memories, you should have achievements, you should have goals that have been like fulfilled, like relationships that you've managed and the memories you've created in those. Like, the things that actually bring us satisfaction and fulfillment are the things that we actually are present in, and not in your phone. But you need to spend time, you need to, like, I'm such a big advocate for detoxing. I love detoxing. I am on YouTube mainly, but I try to live in person as much as possible. I try to set myself a few restrictions and I somehow override them, but I still am more present in person than I am on my phone. So I'm okay, but I would love to do more things for leisure other than being on my phone, like reading, drawing, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, like, you have to spend time off the screen. Like, I feel like, one, we're so distracted if we're constantly on our phones, and two, like, our mental state is so discombobulated that we don't even know our body cues and our needs, like, for our bodies. Like, we're just so consumed by just the web. Like, social media, or social media is a place, but it's not real. and just understanding that, like, if you want to live real life, you have to live real life. Like, you have to be in life, not in your phone. So getting off that, because when you're on social media, you're constantly being marketed and advertised all these different things, lifestyles, standards, theories, all this kind of stuff. So you have so much information just swimming around in your mind, and you may not even have a fixed construct that you would want to live out for yourself, or that like a guiding principle that you would want for yourself. So we become very indecisive, if not clueless, about who we are, what we want, and how we want to live in this life. Like, when you're seeing all these different lifestyles, like, you might become envious, you might want that, you might da-da-da. And then when you can't get it, or when you look at your real life situation, you're disappointed because you're like, oh my gosh, like, I don't have that, so I can't be happy, or I'm not happy because I don't have that. But it's like, you don't even know how blessed you are to have the things that you have. Like, you gotta live offline for some time, or take time offline every day and think to yourself, be grateful, look around you, look at what you've been blessed with, and also learn yourself. You have to learn yourself. What are the things you like? What are the things you don't like? What are your interests? What are your disinterests? What are your strengths or your weaknesses? Like, you need to do all these things offline and get to know yourself, and spend lots of time with yourself without social media, because that helps you understand, that helps you think, that helps you regulate yourself. You need to be able to do that without the pressure and the influence of being on social media, because there are a lot of there are a lot of things we're being influenced by. Even though we may not feel like we're taking them on, our brain is still processing it. So a lot of dissatisfaction, self-esteem, self-confidence issues happen, or they build because we're seeing things, or we are being shown things that don't necessarily reflect who we are, how we are as people. And because this thing is what's being the standard or praised, we will reflect that on ourselves and say, oh my gosh, because I don't look like this, because I don't have this, because I'm not this, I am not good, I'm not pretty, I'm not worthy, I'm not valuable, my life is crap, I live a boring life, I'm not rich enough, I don't have enough money, I'm not doing enough, all that kind of stuff. And it's just unnecessary pressure. Like, really, really, it's just unnecessary pressure. And you need to release the pressure, relieve yourself of the pressure, and evaluate with yourself. What do I want? What do I like? You know, deliberate with yourself. What are my interests? That's not what's being presented, or that's not what's being shown and marketed. Like, social media is constantly cycling through trends, beauty standards, the way of living, this, that. It's too much. It's too much. It's actually overwhelming, in my opinion. That's why I'm not on TikTok or Instagram like that, because I was getting overwhelmed. And I just could not show up as myself, because I felt like I was never enough, because the internet was telling me that I'm not enough. So, yeah. You have to really work on your life behind the screen. Like, you can enjoy social media, but it's not healthy. Like, you can have a few doses, micro doses, as I would like to say, but you have to really build a life that you have. And also understand that the social media influencers, all this kind of stuff, content creators, it's curated content. It's designed to look pretty, to look well, to create a standard so that they can sell. Like, just understand that first and foremost, that they're trying to sell so that you can buy. And I really also want to make a point that consumerism is really, really unhealthy. You cannot find happiness, relief, healing from consuming. Going on these crazy shopping sprees are not healthy. Eating yourself to numb yourself is not healthy. Like, you gotta find healthy coping mechanisms and healthy strategies to cope and to deal with life and also live life. Consumerism, spending lots of money, going on these crazy huge shopping sprees, that's not healthy. Like, yes, if you have the money, go ahead, but what's the point if you're going to be back in square one and you're not actually healing or working through things? You can't be numb. I always say this, you can't live life numb because you're not living. We're not zombies. We have feelings, we have hearts, we have emotions, we have a brain, we are alive and breathing. So we need to do things to actually help us to continue to function. Otherwise, you're not really living and you're just building up and suppressing and increasing the pressure, the internal pressure that's happening from within. And if you're not careful enough, you will explode. And I know that because I've done that, okay? And it's not pretty, okay? Take care of yourself. Take really good care of yourself and proper care of yourself. But you need to be present. You need to stay offline on frequently. Understand yourself, spend time with yourself, figure out your wants, your needs, your dislikes. What are the things that you actually want for yourself? Create yourself guiding principles, morals and values that align with you. And with those morals and values, you're able to navigate the kind of things, routines, structures, and even exciting things that you'd want to do in your life. Like, let your morals and values guide you into the kind of life that you'd want to live and the kind of things you'd want to do with the kind of people you'd want to experience life with, right? Don't let social media dictate or make decisions for your life. Don't let social media lay the blueprint for you, because that's not right. That's not healthy. Because social media it's all marketing. It's all some sort of business plan. Like, social media is essentially there to for people to buy things and to sell things to people. And you will be able to stick to your own morals and values if you know what they are and feel less inclined or pressured to fall into doing certain trends, because trends are there again because something is trying to be sold. There's a lifestyle, there's a product, there's a course, there is, I don't know, whatever things that social media is constantly trying to push out is there. Most of the time it's the beauty industry trying to profit off of people's insecurities, life insecurities, financial insecurities, all that kind of stuff. They're all just trying to profit from us. But when you are more secure with yourself and you are comfortable with who you are, with what you have, you will feel less pressure to fall into or to cave into these standards or these trends. And honestly, I would say life is so much more liberating when you live it by your own calls, by your own decisions, by your own morals, your own standards. Like, when there's a trend that's happening, people are spending money, people are going crazy, they are putting themselves into debt, they are just doing the most drastic measures, and you clearly know that it's not making them happy. It's just a quick dopamine fix. Like, you actually save yourself money, stress, buyer's remorse, disappointment, and also the whole insecurity and self-esteem issues, because it's not nice. And honestly, I love that I can navigate through life without feeling pressure. Like, I don't like feeling pressure anyways. I don't think anyone does. But when I have full autonomy and agency to choose what I want to choose and do what I want to do, how I want to do it in my own accord and at my own time, like, that's so liberating. So I love that. I love that something can pop up and I'm not pressured. I'm just like, oh, that's nice. And I can choose whether I want to do it or partake in it or not. Like, I love that. I really, really do love that. I love that for me. And I honestly would want that for you guys too. Like, the girlies are I don't know, whatever. What's one of the things that people are complaining about? Their natural hair and how wigs are easy. Well, there was a thing about black women's hair being damaged because of excessive wig glue use and tension from hairstyles and stuff. My edges have been saved because I was not caving in or partaking in this very, very concerning trend of always wearing wigs. My edges have been able to grow back and my hair is thriving and healthy. Like, do you see how I'm protecting myself because I'm not giving into trends or pressure. And also, I'm taking care of myself based off of what my body needs and not what people are telling or saying or trending. I'm not partaking in risky, life-threatening trends because I don't want to, and I don't feel like I need to. And I love the way I am, and I love how I am, and yeah, I'm not pressured, and I will never be pressured. Like, obviously I will feel the pressure, but I'm able to evaluate and be rational with myself and make decisions from a good, clear place. Yeah. But I also want to say, like, when it comes to trying to live authentically, one of the things I'm still working on, but is you shouldn't worry about how, like, don't worry about how people perceive you. Worry about how you perceive yourself. Like, you should be, like, don't be your biggest critic. Like, be your biggest fan. Always be your biggest fan. But you should, if anything, worry about being yourself. Like, don't worry about being liked. I know I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and I'm okay with that. Matter of fact, I don't want to be everyone's cup of tea. So then that means I'm too basic. No, I don't want to be everyone's cup of tea. But I want to essentially be who I am, and whoever likes that can get with my program, and if they don't need to subscribe or ascribe to it. And that's fine, and I'm okay with that. So yeah, those are things I definitely would say. Like, worry about being yourself every day. Don't worry about how will I look this way, will I be accepted. Worry about, do I accept me? Do I accept me? Do I like who I am? Do I like how I am? And learn to know yourself. I feel like there are so many exciting parts of you that you should be on a journey to find out and experience. Like, you should be the only person that gets to experience, like, these incredible sides of you and enjoy it. Like, oh my gosh, I never knew this about myself. Well, I'm really good at this. I'm really crappy at this. And I think that's a really exciting journey. But, like, living authentically you, it's not easy. You're not gonna always feel like your best self. You're not always going to like yourself. You're gonna have days where you don't feel great. You're gonna have days where, you're not feeling yourself, you're not feeling the way you look. That's so normal. But being your authentic self does take work, and it's lifelong work, and you're going to still experience rejection, and that's fine. That's inevitable. You can't avoid it. But I think it's more important that you always accept yourself. And it's okay to not be liked. It's okay to not be accepted. It's okay for people to not see your value. You should see your value more than anyone. And if they don't see it, that's okay. Like, and don't try to prove yourself to people. That's so draining. And if they can't see your value, it's not up to you to try and over explain or show yourself off. Like, if they don't value you, they don't value you, and if they don't value you, they're always going to mistreat you. It's that simple. And I don't think that's fair for you to experience, and I don't think it's fair to pressure someone into doing something that they don't want to do or they don't feel inclined to do. Like, that's not fair. That's not fair at all. But it takes work. I'm still learning. I'm still figuring it out. Like, right now I'm trying to be more comfortable being myself. Like, I still can recall times where I may be overdoing it with, like, myself. I don't know. I think sometimes I just want to, like, be seen. I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to, like, seek attention, but I want to not feel invisible. Yeah, I don't want to feel invisible when I'm around people, but it can get awkward. I think sometimes I overcompensate with my awkwardness. Like, when I'm being awkward, I might do a bit too much, and then I look back and I'm like, gosh. But learn yourself. Like, I think your greatest experiment should be to figure yourself out, figure your taste, your clothing taste, your style. Be different, stand out. You know, let people look at you and be curious, like, oh, that's interesting, oh, it's different, and oh, okay. And you will hear comments of people saying, like, oh, could never be me, or you're so confident, and yeah, you're projecting. I always say when people say things like that, they're projecting. Yeah, it couldn't be you, because it couldn't, because it can only be me, okay? But it's a journey. Trying to navigate a world that will probably never accept you is a really hard pill to accept and to like swallow. But I think it's just better to put all your energy into just loving, pouring into yourself. And whoever, I guess, is fond of that, they will be with you. But never, ever, ever, ever make yourself small for people. Like, take up space. There's so much space for you, I promise you. Take up space. Like, let people be curious. Let people even look at you weird. Let people, you know, be people, and you always be yourself. I feel like I was a bit, yeah. I think, yeah. And as a weird, awkward, ditzy, quirky, whimsical black girl, I owe it to myself, because for all the times I didn't, I was robbing myself of being wholesome and authentic and really living life well. Like, who cares? People really don't care about you, and even if they do, it's only for a short amount of time. But I want to look back at life and be like, wow, I did my thing. I enjoyed life. I really enjoyed life. So be authentically you, and that authenticity is going to look very different from person to person, but discover what that means for you and what that looks like for you, and embrace your differences, embrace your uniqueness, embrace the things that make you stand out. You know, I love seeing people be themselves. I love seeing people express themselves and present themselves the way they do. I think that's so freeing and liberating. I think it's a protest against the system. Like, you are not going to oppress me. You are not going to make me small. You are not going to hinder me. I'm going to show up. I'm going to push back and show up exactly how I am. And that's my doctrine. That's my moral. That's my principle. Yeah. That's all I have to say for today's video. Just rambling on about being your authentic self. And it's a journey. Like, I don't have a fixed definition or a playbook of how that looks like. I think you just figure it out as you go. As long as you're figuring it out, then you're on the right path. But yeah, that's all I really had to say. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys took something from it. I can't wait to see you guys in my next video. I pray you have a good week. I hope you have a blessed week, and that you rest, recover, and also enjoy life, even in the quiet, still moments. Thank you so much for listening, and I can't wait to see you in my next one. Bye.